Have you heard that recently they're changing the laws on truancy in schools? There may be even prison time for the parents if the child is truant enough, and they may even change the whole system. Just in case you didn't know, truancy is when a child leaves school during school time without any permission. When I was younger, the school kept a very tight grip on the lives of their students. They were very disciplined, and I would never have dared play truant. However, now I feel they're being a lot more relaxed about it, and therefore I think that's really contributed to this problem. Like, they're just a lot more relaxed, and it's concerning because truancy is a massive problem because you trust in the school to be looking after your children at these points, but if they are not in the school, then there are so many different things that they could be doing. I mean, you know what teenagers are like. Yeah, they could be at the shopping mall and they could be having fun with their friends, but it's also quite scary when you think of all the things they could be doing when their parents don't know that they're out. Like, they could be doing drugs, they could be having sex, they could be doing all these things, and their parents just have no idea, and it's a very big problem. Schools are responsible for supporting children and making sure their children get the right education and therefore get the right exam grades. This is not only important because it's what schools were created for, but it's also important because the government will see how well the schools are doing, and if they're doing well, then they may fund them more. So it's beneficial for the schools to get rid of the truancy problem, because obviously with a child that is not turning up to lessons, they will not learn and they will not pass the exams. So it's a massive problem that the schools and the government are working closely to try and sort out. For example, at the moment they've made a new way for parents to make sure that they are not naive to their children's truancy. They have made sure that the parents know what their children are doing. They know how their children are getting to school and when, so that they know that the parents have more of an idea of whether or not their children are actually going to school. They have also made it so that if your child is ill or if your child is going on holiday and it is during school hours, then they must give a permission slip and they must keep the school informed. Of course, it's not encouraged that children take leave of absence during school hours. However, if it's done in advance, or in the case of the child being ill, it is done as soon as the parents know, and preferably before school starts, then the teachers and the school understand that it is the parents taking their child out, not the kid playing truant. However, they have also thought about the parents that just do not care, the parents who are very cavalier about their child's education and just ignore the school telling them that truancy is not acceptable. For these parents, they have decided that if the child is playing truant regularly or more than a few times, then the parents are held responsible. There may be court action, there may be fines, and really, there may even be arrests. I think this is the right approach because it is the parents, after all, who are ultimately responsible for the children. In fact, just recently, a woman was arrested for 1 month because her child kept playing truancy and she just did not seem to care. I understand this. I understand that the mother and father are responsible, and I, in fact, support these new ideas. I understand why the parents are responsible. Of course they are. I understand that the fines and court time and jail time are to encourage. I understand. I understand it all. I accept it all, apart from one thing. There's this one thing that I just do not understand at all, and that is when a child is playing truancy too much in one school, then it's been changed now. So that if they are paying truancy in that school, they will be expelled. Where are they meant to go? What are they meant to do after they've been expelled? Of course, they're just shoved into another school, and just the government and the school just expects that to make everything better. I do not agree with it. I just do not agree. Because I have a child in school, and you know what? The other day he came home and he was like, "Oh, we've got a new child in our class, and he's really great." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's great." And he was like, "Yeah, he's come here because he got expelled." And I'm just like, I don't want a kid who's been expelled influencing my child. I don't want a kid coming in halfway through the year and just messing up the whole dynamic of my son's class. I do not want it. It is affecting my child's education, and I just don't understand why it's needed. I think that the child should stay in that school, and instead of just being expelled and expecting for everything to get better, they should stay in the school, get the support and encouragement that they need to find the root of the problem, and make sure that this child stays in the school that the child is at and does not disrupt anybody else. And also, they can then get an education and improve themselves without disrupting my children. You know what? I even called the school and I asked them, why is this expelled child in my son's class? I do not agree with it. And they said, well, that's the law. If they get expelled, then they get put into a different school. And I just don't understand that, and I do not like it.